Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. It's Ro, and today I am going to be sharing with you a tutorial of how I made that 3D mailbox that I already posted over on my Instagram. So to start off, we will be tracing a piece of circle, and I will be using this 5-inch candle jar lid. You can use whatever circle you can trace as long as it's 5 inches. Next thing we need to do is we need to cut this out, and as you can see, I also traced a line in the middle, and when you cut it, it will look like this. You will be needing a total of at least 2 of the big ones and then 2 of the smaller ones, liner. What I did is I just made it a little bit smaller than the big ones, and you will need at least, again, you will need at least 2 of the big ones, but what I did was I made 2 of the big ones because I want it to be sturdy. So as you can see here, I have 2 of the big ones. And then we are gonna glue the liner, and if you are gonna sew, you will also sew right afterwards. Up next, we're going to make the body of our mailbox, and you will need 10.5 by 12 cardstock. And then on the 10.5 side, we are going to score at 0.5. And then we will fold that score mark. For this project, I have used a lot of scraps from past collections, even collections that aren't Valentines but will still work. So as you can see, this one is, I believe, it's a crafting themed paper, but it's red, so it still works. Anyway, next we are going to make our liner, and our liner is, again, I cut my liners 0.25 inch smaller than the base. So for this one, this is going to be a 9.75 by 11.75 inch liner. Once you're done with that, you glue it, and as you can see, I made my snips on the side, the flap side, and that is where we are going to connect our lid. Right now, I am locating the center of this piece so I can line it up straight with the lid. This is actually like the back lid of our mailbox. Once you found your centers, you are just going to line that up and start gluing it down. You will notice while you line this up, you will see that our lid is bigger than our body, but don't worry about that because we are going to cover that up later. And now this is how it looks. Next thing we need to do is we need to make our base, the bottom of our mailbox. For this, we will be needing a 10.5 by 7 inch of cardstock, and you will score 0.5 on the shorter side and 1 on the longer side, the 2 longer sides. So Right here, I made a mistake and just scored zero 0.5 on the longer sides, but you will see that I will be fixing that. Again, you are gonna score zero 0.5 on the shorter side, and again 1 inch on the longer side. That's a total of 3 flaps that we will be scoring right now. As you can see here, this is where I made a mistake and I am rescoring it. One more time, we are going to score 3 sides. On the shorter side, we are going to score at 0.5, and the 2 longer sides, we are going to score at 1 inch. Let's fold that up. And then up next, we are going to line it up. Again, for liners, just cut your paper a little bit smaller than the base. So right here, I'm also covering those side flaps, the longer flaps, because that is going to cover the rest of the body of our mailbox. Because remember when I said that our mailbox, the body is shorter than the lid, and this is going to cover it up. If you are going to sew, you can sew right after you glue these pieces. And once you're done, this is what we have. And this is going to go right here. The flap is going to go with the back lid of our mailbox. And once you're done gluing the lid part, you are going to glue down the sides. And the flaps are going to go over the body of our mailbox. And then once you're done with that, you just put that to the side, and then we will bring back our lid parts. So right here, again, what I did to make it sturdy, I did 2 pieces of the bigger parts, the bigger pieces, and then 1 piece of the liner. And then once you're done gluing that, if you're going to sew, you can sew right now. And then we will put this to the side, and we are going to cut a few strips of paper to finish our cover. Up next, we are going to need 2 7 by 1.5 papers, and then we are going to score at 0.5 on the 1.5 side, and you will also do the same with the other one. But for the other one, you will also be scoring at 1 inch because we are going to overlap that and glue them together. So we are going to score at 1 inch right here. We are going to do our snips here so we can connect both pieces together. And once we glue those 2 pieces together, the next thing we need to do is we are going to do our snips right there on our 0.5 inch flaps. Once you glue those 2 pieces together, we will have a total of 13 inches by 1.5 inch strip. Here I'm going to quickly show you where it's going to be at when you glue it together. So there's that. But before we glue it down, we are going to cut our liner, and we are going to need 0.75 inch wide by, because our strip is 13 inches, so you just cover that one up. I just grabbed a piece of extra paper and then just overlapped it, just so you can cover the whole thing. And that's how it's gonna look. If you are gonna sew, you can sew. And then once you're done with that, we are gonna glue it down onto our lid. And once you're done with that, what I did here is I cut another piece of the smaller arch, and that is to cover the inside of our lid, just to make it cleaner. It's optional, but I like it covered. So once you're done with that, you will have this. You have the complete mailbox. And to make our hinge, we will need a 2-inch by 5-inch paper, and you are going to score it at 1 inch just so you can fold it. Just do a little bit of snipping just so it will fit onto our mailbox nicely. And then here I'm going to show you how you glue it. It will be glued that way, but you will be gluing it on the inside just so it's cleaner. And once you glue it down, this is how it's going to look. Now you have the door to your mailbox. Last piece we need to make is going to be the flag of our mailbox. Now I don't have a measurement for the flag, but you can just sketch it out and cut it yourself. It's easy to make that. And then I am going to punch a hole onto my mailbox just so I can connect the flag. Here I'm going to be using a Buttons Galore button. I'm even using the lock of those buttons just to connect those two pieces together. So that's how it's gonna look. It moves, and that's it, guys. The last thing we need to do is just to decorate it. I will not be decorating this on cam, but if you go over my Instagram page, I have posted a few clips there and photos of how I decorated this 3D mailbox. So that's it for now, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!